What is going on, everyone? Today is the day. I am super excited, and as you can tell, my garage is empty. My boat has been gone. Today is its welcome home party. My boat is going to be back in the garage. Things are going to be back to normal, and I'm going to get to load up all of that tackle over there into my boat. Have to put on an Ultrex, which is right there, run some new batteries, put some new graphs on, and there's just a ton of stuff that I have to do to get ready for the season. I'm super excited. Guys, for those of you guys that don't know me, I guess I should have prefaced with this. My name is Benjamin Nowak, and this channel here is a fishing channel where I go and catch a lot of big fish, or try to catch a lot of big fish, and share with you guys the tips and adventure along the way. If you guys haven't already, please click the subscribe button down below. Also hit that little notification bell. It'll let you know when I post more videos just like this one here. Guys, my garage is an absolute mess, and I actually cleaned it up a little bit, but as you can tell, I got a bunch of rods sitting out over here, a ton of tackle. I also did some cleaning, and there's a ton of tackle in here. I'm actually going to give this away to one of the high school teams around here, hopefully. So if you guys go to the Midland High School Fishing Club, you're going to get a bunch of that tackle. It's just stuff that I had in my boat. Got myself a drill press, built myself a lead pouring station. For those of you guys that don't know, I pour my own blades, pour my own lures. So if you guys are interested in that, go check out the link in the top of the description below. But for now, I'm going to show you guys the first 5 baits that I'm going to throw in 2018. I thought it'd be interesting to get my perspective on the first 5 baits that I'm going to throw to try and catch some big fish. So let me pull out some baits and show them to you guys. So what I'm going to do is dig in here in this mess of a tackle pile that I have. And I'm going to pick out 5 baits that I'm going to start off throwing. The first one is actually already tied on. It is a blade bait. This is one of the custom blades that I pour. But why a blade bait is so effective in cold water is because it really just vibrates. It's a small hard body lure, piece of metal, looks like a little minnow. Gets down there on the bottom where a lot of the fish are, especially when it's really cold. And it just puts off a strong vibration that draws those fish in. This is an ultra awesome technique when those fish are still out deep, when they haven't moved shallow yet, and you can catch a lot of big fish this way. I'm going to throw it on a spinning rod. This is a custom build. I'm going to probably put it on that Arc Invoker 7-1 medium extra fast rod and a 3000 size spinning reel. I like the 3000 size. It picks up line a little bit quicker, but this is probably going to be one of the top baits that I throw to start the season. Kind of staying in line with the spinning techniques is a bait that I played around with a little bit when I was down in Florida, actually. And I know that sounds funny because this technique is not really known for catching big largemouth, or I guess it is known for catching big largemouth, but it's not something you'd expect to see in Florida. And what that is a tiny little Ned rig. This is a Mustad, what do they call it? So this is a Mustad Ned rig hook, and then this is a Z-Man hula stick. Now, a hula stick is a little bit different than the traditional TRD that you put on a Ned rig, but my buddy Juan, who is on all my live streams and likes to interact with my content, told me that this hula stick is the way to go. This is the Drew's Craw color. It's exactly like the Copperfield color in the Gambler lineup. It looks like a little minnow or crawfish, or really like a good perch imitator. So this is going to be awesome, especially on the big water when those fish are eating those little bait fish. And you're just going to thread it up on that jig head, and that's what your bait's going to look like. This is going to stand straight up. That Z-Man is super buoyant, so it's going to stand straight up on this Ned rig head. Going to be able to catch a lot of fish. Now this, again, as I mentioned, is a finesse technique. I'm going to be throwing it on a spinning rod, an Arc Sniper 7-foot medium extra fast rod. You really need a sensitive rod for this technique. A lot of times those fish will just suck it up off the bottom, and you won't really feel it until you go to lift up on that bait. So having a sensitive rod is important. Same setup with the spool, or with the reel. It's a 6-4-1 Lew's TLP 3000 size spinning reel, 15-pound braid, 8 or 7-pound fluorocarbon sunline sniper. Moving into something a little less finesse, I'm going to be throwing a jerkbait. A jerkbait is an awesome way to catch early season fish, especially in that cold water, because those fish are looking to feed up. They're looking to eat as the water starts to warm up. So a jerkbait is a great way to catch them. This is a Duo Realis Jerkbait 110. Never thrown this bait, just got it from Tackle Warehouse last week. Super excited to throw it. It's an awesome little minnow imitation color, and it's going to catch a lot of big fish for me. It's a great largemouth and smallmouth technique. So the setup for this bait is actually going to be a bait casting setup. It's an Arc Invoker 7-foot medium extra fast rod, and I like that medium power rod because it helps keep that fish buttoned when you get them hooked. 7-foot allows you to make longer casts, and then a 6-4-to-1 reel. 6-4-to-1 just picks up the amount of line that you're moving when you jerk that bait. You don't want to move that bait a ton with the reel. A lot of it's in the wrist when you're actually jerking the bait. 10-pound test fluorocarbon line. That is my jerk bait setup. Bait number 4. This is a good question. What is bait number 4 going to be? A chatterbait or a bladed jig. Now this is a Z-Man custom chatterbait, and what I like about the custom chatterbait is that it has a really good bait keeper. It has a wire keeper, so once you push that trailer up on here, it's not going to want to slide down on you. Still put a little bit of super glue. It's going to help hold that trailer up on this bladed jig. And green pumpkin's always a good way to go. Go natural in the spring. I like to throw a natural bait almost all year when I'm fishing around cleaner water like we have up here. And then a trailer that I've never fished on here before, but I'm excited to try, is a Yamamoto Seiko. Now this is like basically designed to put on the back of a chatterbait, and it's a good bait fish or bluegill imitator. Black and blue back, green pumpkin bottom. You're gonna push this up on that chatterbait and slow roll it around the grass, or you can fish it along the bottom if you want to imitate some crawfish. But I'm gonna fish it on an Arc crankbait rod. It's a 7-4 crankbait rod. It's a medium heavy, so it's got a lot of backbone to it, which means you can rip this bait out of the grass when you feel that blade start to get hung up. Great way to catch fish. Throwing it on that little bit softer rod is going to help you keep those fish pinned and let those fish eat it a little bit better. Again, 6-4-to-1 reel. You don't want to move this bait too quick. I'm going to throw it on 17 to 20 pound fluorocarbon line. And the last bait is really going to be dependent on the species that I'm fishing for. If I'm fishing for largemouth, I'm going to be fishing a jig. Now this is an Ike mini flip jig by Missile Baits. I'm not associated with them. It's just an awesome little finesse jig. And it's got a really small profile, but it's in a 1/2 ounce size. Basically all of the jigs that I throw are in a 1/2 ounce size. I have a ton of confidence, and it's got a little bit of orange, a lot of green pumpkin, a great little crawfish imitator. Like, this is a very small profile jig. It's got a good bait keeper, it's got a good jig skirt, and all that weight is basically in the head of that jig. I'm either gonna throw this with a Missile Baits Baby Destroyer or a Baby D-Bomb. Just something that doesn't have a ton of action but still moves a little bit of water so fish can find it. I might put a burner craw on here, just something small, finessey, that's gonna really fit the profile of this jig. If I'm fishing for smallmouth though, I'm gonna be fishing a tube. Now a tube is like the mainstay to catch big smallmouth bass, and it's something that you hear me talk about a lot on this channel. But this is the color I'm going with. It's a green pumpkin, it's got some orange, it's got some yellow flake, and it's got a little bit of purple in there. It's just an awesome all-around bait. Now you can use this for largemouth too. It's gonna catch you either species, but I really like this for smallmouth. Put like a 3/16 ounce tube head in here, fish it on a spinning rod with 8-pound test fluorocarbon line. You're gonna catch a ton of big smallmouth and even largemouth. The jig, on the other hand, I'm gonna fish on a 7'3" Arc Invoker mag medium heavy rod. Skip it up around docks. Put it in like laydowns and shallow cover, and you're gonna catch a ton of big fish on this jig as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed those top 5. And with that said, I'm gonna keep working on cleaning up this garage and get it ready for when my boat is back in here. Well, boys and girls, my boat is back, and Phoenix did me right. So I was a little bit upset about having to get my boat repaired to begin with. But Phoenix really went above and beyond to make sure that everything was taken care of. They got a driver to bring the boat back to my house. I didn't have to go to the dealership. They did everything that they should have done and went above and beyond. I'm so excited to have my boat back. Everything's beautiful. The boat is clean. I haven't even taken the cover off yet to look at the area that I had to get fixed. The cover is brand new. If you guys cannot tell, I am super genuinely excited to get my boat back. Like, it has been way too long without her, and they did everything above and beyond what I had expected Phoenix to do. They do have the best customer service. Tim over at Phoenix Boats, he is the man in the customer service department, and he really went above and beyond to take care of me. So Tim, if you're watching this, man, I really truly appreciate all that you did for me to make sure that my boat got back to me ready for the season. and ready to go to get on the water. Let's take a look at the boat and put her back in the garage where she belongs. First look at the fixes that they did on the boat. It is so clean. So I was pretty quiet about what had happened. There were some weird stress cracks in the boat, so I had to get those fixed, and they were right up here in this part of the gel coat. But as you can see, it is so clean. Like, all those stress cracks, any sort of marks that were in the boat are now gone. The boat is so clean, so fresh, and so ready to go home. And they put this new mounting system in for my cover, which is sweet. It's so much nicer than my old one, which was really loosely fitting, and they just hooked me up and treated me absolutely right. I'm so excited. I mean, look at how beautiful this boat is. Oh. I'm so excited to go fishing. You guys have no idea. Well, boys and girls, the boat is back in the garage. She's beautiful. She's back home. She's mine. And now it's time to put an Ultrix on her, put the graphs back on her, put the tackle back in the boat, and go out and catch some big fish. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a ton of fun talking to you guys about the baits I'm going to throw for 2018, the first 5, as well as just kind of hanging out. I'm so excited to get the boat back home. So excited to be spring and be able to get back on the water here soon. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. There's a ton of big things happening this year. Hopefully some giant fish catches and a lot of that boat right there. Take care. Tight lines. God bless.